Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, it's hump day, middle of the week, day before Thanksgiving here in the States. Not doing a whole lot, it's just me and my mom, and we'll just have a nice meal together. She'll eat what she normally eats and I'll just put something together, plant-based of course. Not gonna get too elaborate, but yeah, I kind of expect social media to be a little bit quiet the next few days for people here in the States and what have you, but I'll keep doing my thing. Like I normally do. Today I want to talk about a raw food diet. Plant-based diet is really simple. Don't complicate it. I do videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you'd hit that subscribe button now, then click on the little bell and check send notifications. And yeah, I want to say for sure today, if you're watching this, if you even think you're already subscribed, please go in and check send notifications, because I had somebody confirm what I suspected yesterday. They said they had been unsubscribed from my channel, and it's happening a lot on YouTube. Although where I'd seen it in the past, not that many people are talking about it. So just a little service announcement: if you want to stay subscribed, and just if you want to stay subscribed to other channels. This video, I get questions, you know, when you do a YouTube channel and when you're on social media a lot, you get questions. And I get questions from people sometime, and well, every once in a while, it's like I've seen the face before, I've seen comments from them before, but most of the time it's from people that don't really know me all that well, because by the nature of the question. You know, they get into this kind of stuff like they're asking the professor, you know, Jack, what is your subject on blah, 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 and it's like some next level stuff that you break down molecules, and it's like, and you know, the exact composition of the diet, and do you take this and do you do this and blah, 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 and what is your opinion? And I'm like, and 95% of the time I'm just thinking to myself, smiling, have you ever watched me before? That's just not my methods, and I think that's why that's what a problem that a lot of people have, is they just really try to overcomplicate this lifestyle. Now, when I say something like this, every time I even mention something like this in a video or say something like this on social media, you get just that little bit, not I don't get hate or anything, but just that little bit of pushback, just those little bit of excuses like, well, no, it's not simple. Maybe it's simple for you. Well, maybe it's not simple for you because you're complicating it. Maybe it's not simple for you because you're expecting perfection. You get this idea, you know, of a raw food diet. I have to be all raw, and anything other than 100% raw, perfect thing is failure to you. Well, you're going to always fail. It's never going to be simple. It's never going to be easy. Nothing's going to ever be easy with that kind of a mentality. Or you simply need to educate yourself a little bit more. You don't quite understand this lifestyle. Because if you understand this lifestyle, this is the simplest way of eating, lifestyle, diet, whatever you want to call it, that I've ever experienced in my life. And you know, I look at myself in the mirror, I measure myself up against other people. I don't think I'm special. You know, when I came to this lifestyle, I was in a pretty dark place in my life, so it's not, you know, it's not like I had some sort of big advantage on it, other than the fact that I did live in the tropics. But even not living in the tropics, that's why I don't harp on and on about raw, raw, raw. It has to be raw, raw, raw all the time. You know, if you don't put those kind of expectations on yourself, and you educate yourself a little bit, and you just enjoy this lifestyle and don't overthink it, it's simple and it's a lot of fun. You know, I don't put a whole, if I didn't do a YouTube channel, if I wasn't on social media a lot, I'd probably put next to no thought into this lifestyle. I'd probably just buy tons of bananas. I'd have lots of greens around the house. I'd have a few recipes for when I got tired of fruits. And in the tropics, oh God, it's just like I said in that video the other day about going to Costa Rica, that's your testing ground down there if you're ever going to do this lifestyle. If you ever get around fruit like that, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in Costa Rica or anywhere exotic, you know, there's places in the States, South Florida, there's places that have access to good fruit all the time. If you got access to fruit all the time and it's affordable in your area, yeah, this lifestyle is not you don't put effort into this lifestyle. You don't use discipline on this lifestyle. That's another one I get all the time, questions about discipline. Discipline, 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 discipline. read my eyes, read my mouth, read everything about me. I don't have discipline. I don't do this lifestyle based on discipline. I don't believe in this lifestyle based on discipline. If you're trying to do this lifestyle diet based on discipline, well, then you got the wrong approach, because discipline is not necessary. Like everybody else, and once again, I'm comparing myself to other people and lining it up, like everybody else, I always had to try to muster up that discipline when I tried to get healthy or lose weight or go on a diet. This has just been fun. You get to eat all the time. That's what I can't quite get into the mindset of other people that are always constantly struggling, this and that. I'm like, why? You eat all the time. I eat all the time. Hell, I take a couple of days off. I've been eating just a little bit less the last couple of days just because of circumstances. I get busy, whatever, and I get on the scale and I'm like down a couple of pounds, and I'm like, good Lord. So, what more do you need than that? But when when I say don't overcomplicate things, you really have to explain, message it, what you're saying when you do something like this, because you never know how people are receiving it. When I say don't overcomplicate, I'm not saying you don't, that some of the things, the details are important. But when somebody gets into asking me if I take this specific product, do I do this? Do I do that? And you know what? Hey, talking about products, when I'm showing this, I like to supplement with my spirulina, because for going to the gym and just everything, that spirulina just really gives me a good boost. The daily green boost, it helps me with my greens. But none of that stuff is really necessary. If I'm in the tropics, I could totally live in the jungle, eating mangoes and papayas and bananas and pineapples and getting my good greens and having some healthy fat with the avocados and the mamey sapotes. But I don't mind, adding in the stuff, the chia seeds, the hemp seeds, and well, those are good for omega-3s. But, once you start trying to get too complicated with it, your brain repels it. Our brains don't like complicated. I mean, you do want to pay attention and make sure you're getting everything you need to on this lifestyle. But instead of running around and going, okay, let's see, I have to get calcium, so I go to this specific thing, or I don't have my zinc, or I don't have my vitamin A, and searching out specific sources to get this specific nutrient. I like that approach from T. Colin Campbell's book, Whole. And I've heard Don Bennett's spoken on that subject in a different way, just a little bit. If we're eating an adequate amount of calories for what our bodies, what our activity levels require, and we're getting a wide variety, different colors, different fruits, different vegetables, greens, omega-3s, we don't have to really focus in. It's kind of the whole. That's a perfect name for it, the whole. If we're eating all that stuff, we're mostly covering what we need. Now, yeah, I go back in and I fill in gaps, and I'm always looking to make sure I'm not deficient in something, but there's a fine line, there's a balance, and some people just go way over the other way. I have newbies sometime, and I'll see them in a Facebook group or something, and the questions they ask, I'm like, good Lord, that's like the question you just asked. I'm having a flashback to being in university or something, and I just got a really hard question on a test. You're new to this lifestyle. You've been doing this lifestyle for 2 weeks, 1 month. You don't even need to be thinking that. You just need to be focusing on eating more fruits and vegetables. You need to be focusing on getting some of that crap out of your diet. I see people all the time asking these next level questions, and they're still eating crap. Okay, if down the road you really want to get down to the nitty gritty, fine, so be it. But get the crap out of your diet. Get the basics down. Don't try to move on to, it's kind of like people trying to do really high level mathematics when they don't even have a base in algebra. You need to learn algebra before you move on to pre-calculus and calculus and theoretical mathematics or something like that, because you don't have the basics down yet. You're still eating junk. You're still that same person that every other week you're spilling your guts and having this story and telling everybody about how you fell off and ate something, and I'm like, you ate what? And I'm not judging you for eating that, but I'm just correlating here. I'm like, you still have a propensity to eat this or do this, or you're not really any further than this on your journey, and you're asking these very complicated, detailed questions to worry about it. Well, am I getting this one little thing? You know, don't miss the, what is the saying? Don't miss the forest for the trees. That's a good way of putting it. Don't miss the big picture. Don't miss, you know, get the big picture, and then you can start focusing a little bit more on the details. But yeah, this is simple. This is only going to be as complicated as you make it. So think about that. Maybe if there's one thing you can take, you know, I don't ever try to, when I do these videos, it's not a hit you over the head with a message. My hope would be that sometimes, once in a while, when I say things more than actually people saying, yeah, that's absolutely right, it just might make them think a little bit, and that might inspire them in a way that they hadn't thought before. But, you know, ask yourself that. If you're struggling on this lifestyle, or if you're just new to this lifestyle, ask yourself, am I trying to be too complicated with it? Start with the basics. Start with the simple stuff. Read, and don't, if you're doing raw vegan, think you have to read all raw vegan stuff. Get some of that basic stuff. Read the China study. Read Whole. Read Dr. Greger's How Not to Die. Read Caldwell Esselstyn's Preventing and Reversing Heart Disease. These are like the basic science of this diet, this lifestyle. Brenda Davis, Becoming Vegan, Becoming Raw. You know, get those facts, get that hardcore of stuff that explains why you're doing this lifestyle. I'm telling you, that's what kept me on the track and just made it open my eyes from day one. Is like what, and I say this all the time, once I saw, I couldn't unsee. Once I knew certain things, I couldn't put them. I'm an intelligent person. I'm sorry. You can say, well, I don't know, I have this addiction, or I'm my comfort food. Blah. No. You're just excuses. You're not going to be perfect. Made a lot of mistakes in the beginning, but there were some things, there were truths that I saw immediately. I couldn't go back. So if you just keep educating yourself, but educate yourself on the basics, on the simple stuff. This is a fun lifestyle, eating fruits and vegetables, greens, a little bit of fat. So that's just my 2 cents worth. And I think if you will take a step back and not be so complicated on it, or not be so, okay, am I doing this? And am I doing that? Am I doing this? Just eat and enjoy it. Eat the way that we were meant to eat. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Peace.